Alright folks, so we've got another game from the Golden League 2, round 3, with Beasty spawning as the Yellow Chunks Deli on Dry River, the top side, and his opponent today, the lower side of the map, it's the Chinese. In the light blue trunks we got Baltune. Beasty looking to go for an early dock here of some sort. Is this one going to avoid deleting any schools of fish? Is that the idea of putting that one there? Whereas here he's got to delete one. Or put it on Baltune's side of the map, I think is probably why he's done that there. Opted to actually shift it to this other little pond here. Baltune getting a village early on here. So he's had to gather a little bit of wood in order to do this while also getting the mill. But at least this way he actually gets 4 houses for the price of what's that? 2.5. Yeah, so in the long run it ends up being a bit of a saving for the Chinese player to have villages. On top of that, it is a... Oh no, it's not a garrison point in this one, is it? No, they're not a garrison point in this one. I just know AoE 3 Chinese, they actually are a garrison point. Unlike the houses from every other civ in the game, or nearly every other civ in the game. Beasty being Delhi, he's going to have to make use of an early mosque here, so he can actually start getting upgrades and start getting scholars. So he can actually, well, the unique upgrades from the mosque actually let him grab these sacred sites and age early. And on top of that, if he garrisons scholars in his mosques, all these free upgrades that he can get in the standard tech tree are going to research just that little bit faster. So Beasty already up to 2 fishing boats with a 3rd on the way. Baltune, no dock as of yet for him. And this will ultimately be what's delayed Beasty from having any sort of early mosque here. But the eco boom could end up being worth it here. Beasty up to 4 military pop for some reason. Oh, the fishing boats count as military pop. Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. For Delhi, fishing boats count as military pop because they actually do have an attack. And that makes sense. I'll stop with the annoying noises that come through the microphone with a hell of a lot more of an annoying screech than they do in person. So we've got an Imperial Academy here for Baltune. The more macro-y sort of opening. Not going to let him, you know, have an insanely early Barbican here to try and push Beasty off a pond or anything like that, but in saying that, it'll give him that little bit more tax gold early on to then get the Barbican out quicker than if he were to do things in reverse with Barbican first, then the Imperial Academy. But Beasty, in the meanwhile, able to get up to 2 docks. Has got the mosque. So he's already going to get efficient production, piety. He's looking to get sanctity once he gets age 2 as well. Dome of the Faith on the way for Beasty. And here we go, we've got Baltune going for a forward Barbican. And this way he already starts, yeah, getting a little bit more tax gold than he otherwise would. And he does have the one official though, so it's a bit hard to try and juggle and really min-max that, because ultimately you want to have officials on the largest group of villages just act as the biggest overall steroid. So realistically, if these were closer, it'd be a no-brainer for Baltune to actually have that first official up here. Otherwise, you can always just wait until he gets the second one and have it, you know, do the rounds up here. Baltune. The village is garrisoned, but they're not able to actually reach any of the boats. So they can just start fishing from the shore there. The fishing boats actually do have an attack for Delhi though, so I wonder if Beasty's actually best off trying to use them to focus on the villagers here. They can always just garrison the low fishing boats and just cycle them here basically, which I think is what he's intending to do, just to maximize the amount of gathering he actually gets out of this. Beasty hitting H2 now. Yeah, he's just cycling garrisons here of all his fishing boats. Continuing to expand this fishing economy. So he's on 3 docks at the moment, while Baltune hasn't worried about all that water nonsense. He can fish from the land. Thank you very much. I don't get seasick, bro. I just don't like being on boats, okay? So no land production yet for Beasty. Neither any military production yet. Oh, actually, no, he's going to get 1 Dow. Force Baltune off the water here. Baltune aware that he's going to have to get out of here. Beasty's actually sent some scholars to speed up. Does it actually speed up the fishing boat production? It doesn't, does it? Oh, it does speed up the boat production. Just by not as much as the warship production, I don't think. Oh no, not the same amount. Baltune trying to attack fishing boats with H2 land units isn't quite going as well as he hoped, I don't think. In fact, Delhi fishing boats here are actually working wonders as a pseudo warship in whittling down these guys while they come across to harass the gold mine of Beasty at the moment. So Baltune seems to be playing into Beasty's hands in a lot of ways here. Like, he's committing to another range, and these guys, this will be the shortest path, so it'll be very hard for him to actually just come around this side, or at least it'll take a bit longer. Beasty hasn't even worried about any sort of land production so far. That Dow is ultimately going to get picked off by the looks of things. The villager being taken out there as well by Baltune. Beasty, this military count, the vast majority of that is these warship fishing boats. Beasty actually now getting them back to work. Well, he's taking compound of the defender. He's finally getting, well, not finally getting, it's actually quite early in. We're under 10 minutes and he's got compound of the defender coming up. He hasn't got any military production on the land at all. He's already taking armory upgrades. But Baltune, maybe we can just stop this at the most opportune time. Beasty committing, you know, half the build time of that and having to restart it. So that'll be a bit of a win there for Baltune, really. Baltune's dealt a lot more damage to Beasty than vice versa, but I think this worker count is very misleading as such, because most of what this military TM for Beasty actually is fishing boats that have that deli fishing boat attack. And there are some dows as well. There is a dow each on each of these ponds, just to give a bit more area damage against the Zhugnu. Beasty, that H3 kicking in, so he's going to be able to get lances, and there won't really be much Baltune can do about it other than getting spearmen and also getting H3 himself. And he's a way off doing that at the moment. Ranged armor finishing up. Well, not finishing up, it's only about half done for Beasty. But he can already start pinching some of the relics. He's already managed to snatch one of the sacred sites. Looks like Baltune is going to neutralize that. He's managed to stop gathering out of that one dock, and this here as well. Looks like he'll be able to interrupt Beasty's fishing eco completely now. Beasty, Lancer production already. And yeah, with one relic and one sacred, and one relic on the way. And Baltune not quite able to cancel, not quite able to neutralize the sacred site there. Beasty, the scholars wrapped around anyway, just in case he would have needed to. And in spite of a big kill value difference here between our players, Baltune is an age down. Not going to be able to convert the single Zhugnu there, Beasty, but at least it was worth the try. Baltune coming through with the battering ram. But the Zhugnu are either going to need some good spearman support, or to have their Age 3 upgrades themselves to really be able to fight into Age 3 heavy units like Lancers and Man-at-Arms. A couple of idlers here for Baltune as well. Finished off that wall off and then forgotten about these guys, and Beasty cleans those guys up. Also cleaning up some Zhugnu out here. One of them attempting to pick off this scholar. Trying to snatch back the relics. So good relic control here by Beasty, and Baltune needing to get spearmen out ASAP and also work towards Age 3 somehow. This ram actually slowing down all of his ranged units. Bit of walling here to try and prevent these knights from getting out, but it's not quite enough. Beasty sending 3 scholars to the bottom side of the map so he can grab both relics and the sacred all at once. He knows he's got army presence here, so he should be okay to pull this off. In fact, he's going to wrap around and hit with the knights again because it prevents Baltune from really moving out with this army of Zhugnu now. On top of that, the eco damage that this is going to mean. Oh, you can garrison the villages, that's right. I was right, and then I was wrong, and then I was right. Unreal how that happens. Nice garrison there from Baltune, but doesn't look very scary for him because Beasty's now really evened up the army value and it's picking off some workers, forcing a lot more to garrison to slow down this economy. Baltune's stuck on 4 food at the moment. not good at all. Meanwhile, he is attempting to push into his opponent's base. 4 relics and the 5th on the way for Beasty, and he's got 2 out of 3 sacred sites here. Baltune with 28 idling workers at the moment, mostly because of this pressure that Beasty's been putting on. He doesn't want to actually ungarrison, but at the same time, it's really slowing down his economy, and GG taps out there. Beasty takes the game and the series.